Videos for you if you're having trouble with breakage or dry hair or any problems with your hair and you want to be healthy. My hair is not super long, it's only about right here, but these are things that have helped me throughout the years. Like, I'm not trying to advertise this video, like commercial it and make it sound like it's gonna make your hair super long and healthy like the first day you do these things, but over time your hair will get better and stop breaking as much if you follow what I think will work, because it's worked for me. So the first one is sleep with something over your hair so at night, so your hair will be protected at night. And because when you toss and turn on your pillow, your hair breaks off in the fabric or whatever you're sleeping on, unless it's a satin pillowcase and a satin thingy. So cover your hair at night with something like a satin bonnet or a satin scarf, anything that's not cotton, because cotton will absorb all the moisture from your hair. And the second one is, the second tip is trim your hair when you need it. Like, you don't have to set a specific time to trim your hair, but whenever you see split ends, just go ahead and clip it off, because it's just gonna travel up your hair and then it'll just get shorter and break off either way. So whenever you see that your hair is split, just go ahead and get it trimmed. And yeah, I usually trim 2 times a year, but this year I only needed to trim it once because I don't really have a lot of split ends or anything. So yeah, and another thing, especially if your hair is thick and curly or coily and coarse, anything like that, you definitely need to have lots of moisture in your hair. So get a water-based leave-in conditioner or moisturizer, and moisturize your hair whenever it becomes dry. Just keep it moisturized and seal in all that moisture with an oil like jojoba oil, carrot oil, olive oil, any oil like that to seal in all that moisture. And another thing is, let's see, anything else I can think of. Oh, obviously, don't stay away from heat, because heat dries your hair out and then your hair will be damaged because of straight pieces from heat damage. And I noticed, like, in 6th grade, I used to flatten my hair every single day or every other week or every week. I just was my flat iron was my best friend, and my hair never went past my shoulders. It was just like right here. Well, it was actually right here, and then, oh my gosh, one side of my hair was this long and one side of my hair was this long. And that's just to show you how much damage that heat can do. And especially if you're doing it every morning. Like, I wouldn't flat iron my whole entire hair every day, but I would like one night maybe I wouldn't wrap my hair or something, and then my hair would be frizzy, and then I would take the flat iron and flat iron my bangs and flat iron whatever spots that need to be fixed up, and those spots got extremely damaged. It was horrible. And I had to cut my hair like 4 inches off, and I had to start over with healthy hair. But just stay away from heat and curling irons and blow drying. The only heat I use is to decondition my hair. So the heat problem is the most thing that I see others, the biggest problem that I see others with, because they're constantly using heat. So yeah, and yeah, and what else can I think of? Oh, eat healthy and take vitamins, because the nutrition that you feed yourself with, it would show on the outside, like with your nails, your skin, and your hair. Because when whatever you eat, the protein and all the nutrients goes to the parts in your body that needs help, and then whatever is left over will go to your hair and your nails and your skin and stuff like that. So the more nutrients you give yourself, the better your hair will it will grow faster, and it would be shinier and more manageable. So another thing is, do what works for your hair. Just because you see somebody doing something with their hair doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for your hair, because every head of hair is different. Nothing is the same. So you have to experiment with your hair and figure out what works for your hair. And yeah. And another thing is low manipulation. If you always have your hands in your hair, if you're always combing your hair, especially with a fine tooth comb and when it's straight, and you're always brushing your hair, you always braiding it or doing whatever you're doing with it, your hair is gonna break off because it just needs to be left alone. Low manipulation is the key. And along with low manipulation, there's protective styling. And protective styling is basically just any hairstyle that hides your hair from elements like the wind and from brushing on your shoulders and getting like on your shirt, your cotton shirt, and getting split ends or anything like that. And when you have a protective style, it protects your ends of your hair from damage. And since the ends of your hair are the oldest part of your hair and they need the most care. And moisture, like I said before, a good way to make sure your hair is always moisturized, besides always putting a moisturizer or a leave-in conditioner in it, is deep conditioning your hair. I don't care if your hair is like this long, you should deep condition your hair because it's just really good for your hair and stuff like that. After I deep condition my hair, it's very manageable and soft. And also another thing I could think of is always be gentle with your hair. I know, especially if you have tightly coiled hair or coarse and thick hair, your hair is going to be more difficult to comb through, and you might be impatient, especially if you're rushing, then you're going to snag on your hair and all of that stuff. Just be gentle, and the more breakage you get, the less length you will see, because no matter how fast your hair is growing, if it's breaking off, then you won't be able to see the length that you've gained. So what I do is I finger detangle my hair. I don't use combs or brushes in my hair. I finger detangle my hair, but not when it's like this, when it's dry. I only finger detangle once a week, which is when I get in the shower and wash it. So when I'm washing my hair, I finger detangle, and that's how I get rid of all that stuff. And the biggest problem I have with my hair right now is single strand knots, because there'll be like a knot on a strand of hair that I have, but like it's not noticeable because my hair just does that, and you can't really see any split ends or single strand knots or anything. So I don't really have a problem with that. But another thing is, now that it's summer, I know a lot of people are going to the pool and stuff. Something that you can do to protect your hair from either the salt water or the chlorine is drench your hair with water before you get in the pool, so that your hair won't absorb the chlorine, because it would already be filled with the water that you drenched your hair with. So what else can I think of? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, but if I forget anything, I'll leave it in the description box, so make sure you check the description box. And if anything you want to know is not in the description box, then just comment questions and I will answer them. And comment a video I want a video response. I want to know your favorite moisturizer and your tips for your hair that you use that actually worked for you. And just comment and like and share and subscribe and all that stuff that people say at the end of their video. So yeah, that's it. Bye.